Today we're going to be making a pear port compote. We're going to be making it out of the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. And this is one of many pear recipes that are to come because we have a lot of pears. So this one looked really delicious, and it has both dark and golden raisins, dried apricots, it has some brown sugar, some spices, and it calls for 10 cups of coarsely chopped, cored, peeled pears. We'll see how things go. So we have a lot of peeling and chopping to do. Let this simmer covered for the last 20 minutes on a low boil, and now it says to take off the cover, increase the heat, and boil it until it thickens. Once it thickens, we're gonna add the wine and cook it for 5 minutes, stirring constantly. While we are thickening it, it says to stir it frequently, but once we add the wine and boil it for 5 minutes, it says to stir it constantly. All right, guys, time is up, and we are ready to start putting these in the jars. As you can tell, I hadn't even turned off the stove yet. So this says that the recipe makes 5 pints per times of the recipe. We doubled it, so we're just gonna fill this jar up. It says 1/2 inch headspace, so we're just gonna kind of fill it up. We're gonna debubble it and then come through and top them all off. It's kind of how I like to do things. All right, so let's go ahead and debubble these guys. Now we need to clean our rims with some vinegar. We're gonna cut the sugar. Today we're going to be canning with our 4 jars canning lids, and that is because these things are freaking amazing. The link is going to be down below. You can click on the link down below, use the coupon code Fermented10, and you'll get an extra 10% off. And if you spend more than $50, you'll get free shipping. So we have our jars in our water bath canner. Yes, technically this is the pressure canner, but as you can see, can you see? The lid is not latched. It is not going to come up to pressure. It is simply my tallest pot, well, my second tallest pot. Technically my All-American is my tallest, but it's too heavy and I don't use it on my glass canner. So, or my glass top, my glass cooktop. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're just gonna bring this up to a boil. As soon as it starts to boil, we're gonna set our timer for 25 minutes. The book says 20 minutes, but because of our elevation, we're gonna add an extra 5 minutes. If you're wondering what your time on this recipe should be, you can, there's all different kinds of charts that you can find online. It's fairly simple. It's from this height to this height, you add 5 minutes, that height to that height, you add 10 minutes, you know, stuff like that. So my height, my elevation, I need to add an extra 5 minutes. So instead of the 20 minutes suggested, it's 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and give this a taste test. We can end this video in a gleam-a-dang kitchen because it's a freaking mess. All right, so this is gonna be our fridge jar. Let's see what this tastes like, shall we? Smells like applesauce. Smells like a very mild applesauce. I think my husband's really gonna enjoy that. I like that a lot. It's like an adult applesauce. I don't know how to describe it, but like it has apple sauciness to it, but it has like certain depth of flavor. Like I'm not somebody who sits here and evaluates and does all the things, but that's my husband. Like, he can, like, break down flavors like you wouldn't believe. But he's at work right now. But for me, it's just a really sophisticated applesauce, sort of, with like a bunch of flavor depth to it. I don't know, there's different textures, there's different flavors to it. It's a more complicated flavor than just applesauce, but it's also not overpowering. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, sorry, I tried. So I definitely would recommend you try this recipe. It's super simple. The hardest part to it is just peeling and coring the pears. That's about the most difficult part to it. Other than that, it's just cooking it down for a little while. I will link the book down below where I got this recipe from. I would highly recommend the book. It is one of 2 essential canning books that I own that I really, really love to use. And it's by Ball, so you know that the recipes are good and safe. And then up here is our canning playlist. That's where I hide all the canning videos for you, and all in one convenient place. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.